My wife allowed her friends to disrespect me, and I finally had enough. Now that I'm building the life she always wanted, without her, she's starting to regret everything. Hello Reddit I plus here. I should have seen the signs early on. Looking back, they were all there. Like red flags I ignored, because I thought love could overcome anything. My wife, Sarah, and I met in college. She was the social butterfly, always the life of the party, while I was the quiet, hard-working guy who kept to himself. Somehow, we worked, or at least, I thought we did. The problem started small. A few snide comments from her friends about my job. I worked in IT, nothing glamorous, but it paid well and gave us a stable life. Apparently, that wasn't impressive enough for her circle of friends, most of whom were dating guys in finance, law, or medicine. I didn't care about status, but I started to notice the way Sarah reacted when they made their jokes. She never defended me, never told them to stop. One time, we were at dinner with her friends, when one of them, Melissa, laughed and said, "I don't know how you deal with the boredom, Sarah. I'd go crazy if my man spent all day staring at a screen." The table laughed. I glanced at Sarah, waiting for her to say something. She just smiled, sipped her wine, and shrugged. That was the moment something inside me cracked. It wasn't just that they disrespected me, it was that she allowed it. Again and again. Every time they belittled my work, my ambitions, or even my hobbies, Sarah never stepped in. And when I finally brought it up, she dismissed me. "Oh, come on," she'd say. "They're just joking. Don't be so sensitive." Sensitive. Right. Things reached a boiling point a few months ago when we went to a wedding. One of Sarah's friends, Laura, was a little drunk and decided to put on a show. "You know, Sarah always said she wanted to marry a man with ambition," she said, slurring her words. "But I guess we don't always get what we want." I wasn't the only one who heard it. A few guys at the table looked at me, waiting to see how I'd react. Sarah? She just laughed. That was the last straw. That night when we got home, I told her I was done. "You don't respect me," I said. "I've let it slide for years, but I see it now. You don't stand up for me because you don't see me as equal to them. And if that's how you feel, then this marriage isn't worth saving." She was stunned. Shocked even. She tried to backtrack, tried to tell me I was overreacting, but it was too late. For years, I had been the one bending, compromising, and trying to fit into her world. But that night, I chose myself. I moved out the next week and focused on myself. I hit the gym hard, something I had neglected for years. I started taking on more ambitious projects at work. I saved up and finally made the leap into starting my own IT consulting firm. Something I had always dreamed of, but never pursued because I was too busy trying to be good enough for Sarah and her friends. And let me tell you, success is the best revenge. In just a year, my business took off. I traveled more, met new people, and built a life that I wanted, not one that was dictated by Sarah's expectations. Then, like clockwork, she came back. At first, it was small things, liking my posts on social media, commenting on how great I looked. Then, she started reaching out directly. "Hey, just wanted to check in. How have you been?" I ignored it. A few weeks later, she tried again. "I saw you started your own company. That's amazing. I always knew you had it in you." Right. Because nothing screams supportive wife like years of letting your friends trash your husband's ambitions. Then came the final attempt. "I've been thinking a lot about us. I miss you. Can we talk?" I gave her the courtesy of a response. But I made one thing clear. "Sarah, I spent years feeling like I wasn't enough for you. And now that I'm finally happy and successful, you suddenly see my worth? I don't need that kind of love." She tried to argue, to tell me she had changed, but I wasn't buying it. See, the thing about people like Sarah, they don't regret losing you. They regret losing the benefits of having you. She wanted the successful man, the ambitious one, the confident one, but she never supported me on the way there, and that's why she'll have to watch from the sidelines while I continue to build the life she always wanted, without her.